For the second week in a row, Hartford Athletic welcomes one of USL Championship's best teams to Trinity Health Stadium as they host Louisville City FC. With Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. A good effort last week against Sacramento Republic, not good enough.
Correct, 4 goals conceded, so a change between the sticks today. Richard Sanchez has played all 11 games so far and conceded 24 goals, so he has been replaced by his backup, Joe Rice, one of our players to watch today. He will keep goal. He played against Lansdowne in the US Open Cup, kept a clean sheet. This is his first USL start of the campaign.
And on the other side, this is a Louisville team that's good but doesn't score many goals. Their number one goal scorer is Wilson Harris.
Yeah, and he's got 3 goals this season, but it's quite funky, this Eastern Conference. The team at the top, Charleston, have just lost 4-0 and have a -2 goal difference, and Louisville in third have only conceded 13, but they've got a -1 goal difference. Wilson Harris, though, will lead the line and is a big threat to Hartford this evening.
Wilson Harris and his mates looking to keep a perfect record against Hartford. As we look at the Eastern Conference standings, you'll see Louisville right up there at the top.
They're in third place, just behind Tampa Bay Rowdies and Charleston Battery. But the fact that Charleston have just lost 4-0 at home to Indy 11 tells you there's very little between these sides. And with the top 8 making the playoffs, all you need is a run of form and a bit of momentum, and you can go climbing up that table.
It's the end of a 3-game homestand for Hartford, winning the opener against Loudoun, losing against Sacramento. Tab Ramos made no qualms yesterday how important this game is for his team.
Huge game. Would he take a point right now? Probably. Would he take a clean sheet for that man? Definitely. Big one for Joe Rice and for Hartford tonight, Joe.
Hartford Athletic looking to knock off Louisville City. We'll have the lineups and the kickoff here on USL Championship on ESPN+.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Oh, I'm doing here.
That's right.
Bro. The camera's getting me nervous here.
Does this count?
What?
I don't know.
We got a fourth one?
I do not.
I can't do it. Oh!
Woo!
Well done.
Hartford Athletic would like to thank the Mandel JCC, the official fitness center of Hartford Athletic. Visit mandeljcc.org to learn more. Last Fly Airport Parking is a proud partner of the Hartford Athletic. Save 20% on your airport parking by pre-booking on lastfly.com. It is a brisk 57 degrees as we get set to play. Our starting lineups brought to you by Liberty Bank. Significant changes in the Hartford 11.
The main one, Joe, is in goal, with Joe Rice making his first USL start since being in goal for Loudoun last July when he lost 6 goals at Birmingham. However, with regular goalkeeper Richard Sanchez having conceded 24 in 11 games. That is why Joe Rice gets the nod. Also, interestingly enough, Matt Sheldon is tried out a little bit further forward today, and back in his days with FC Tulsa, where he played that far forward. Now, Danny Cruz and his Louisville side, just 2 changes following the 1-0 win at Indy. Jimenez and Maris come in for Perez and Serrano. Very experienced side, Joe, with an average age of the outfielders of over 29 years old.
So we are set for action. Hartford in the green and blue. They'll be going from left to right. As you look some of the supporters, 90 minutes plus of USL Championship action underway. This is a Louisville team that, as we alluded to, Mark, in the open, they live on their defense, and it's a veteran back four for Louisville City.
And it's up to Hartford to put pressure on them. No point having 6 attempts like Elvis Amo did last week if you don't find the back of the net.
Number 6, Wes Sharpie. The captain is 4, Sean Tosh. He's one of the veterans. He's played as much soccer in USL Championship as anybody. And it'll be a throw-in in the deep corner. Our referee tonight, Luis Diego Arroyo. This is his 4th USL Championship match he's officiated. Mike Nickerson, Patrick Carey, the assistant referees. Christian Centano is the 4th official. Louisville, a team that's tied for 19th in USL Championship out of 24 teams in scoring, just 12 goals on the season. They play it over to the near side to Jorge Gonzalez, and Joe Rice touches the ball for the first time. Goalkeeper coach Dan Gaspar says light on his feet, agile, has a good foot. He's confident that Rice will be able to stand up to the challenge tonight in his first start since a year ago.
Yeah, and that's what you want. You want an early touch, and gets one within 90 seconds. So Hartford have got to tighten things up at the back. They can't keep conceding because they're not scoring as many as the opposition. And Louisville have won all 5 against Hartford.
Here's Harris, gets around Rad, who knocks it over the goal line. The keys to the game brought to you by Hoffman Auto Group. And the first goal, a corner kick of the night, will come courtesy of Louisville City. They had a very disappointing 2-1 loss to Tulsa a week ago Wednesday, and then came back to beat Indy 11. Ball right to Joe Rice, and comes up with the clean catch.
That'll do him the power of good. By the way, how can you have a 37-degree difference in temperature between 94 yesterday and 57 today? We've gone from Florida to Scotland.
You feel at home.
I love this. This is more like it.
Here's Juan Pablo Torres. Sends it up ahead, and Luke Merrill getting his first start of the season. He's only played 116 minutes in 5 matches. Has come in as a sub in the last 2 matches, but with changing things around, he finds himself on the back line. One thing that Hartford has going for him, as opposed to last week, Mark, they are much deeper on the bench.
Yeah.
People that come in, Danny Barrera, Prince Sadie is back, Robin Lappert is back. Rice lets the ball come to him. Long ball into the box.
Worth keeping tabs that Hartford may be adding to their squad over the next few days as well, so watch this space.
Ball for Andre Lewis. Knocked away from him by Tyler Gibson in his 3rd year. This is a Louisville team that lives on continuity. Numbers possible here. Here's Gibson in the middle. Distributes on the right to Ownby. And Rice comes out for the diving catch of the ball.
Nice and solid beginning for Joe. One thing I've noticed in the early stages for Hartford when defending, and prolonged periods of defending, it's like a 5-4-1. When attacking, they're encouraging the 2 wide midfielders to make it a 4-3-3, and one of the centre backs is pushing forward into the defensive midfield role.
Here's the ball too far, and the first-year player from Marshall University, the German Oliver Zemla, will come up with it. Zemla, in his 9th start, he's got 5 clean sheets on the season. We talked with Danny Cruz on Thursday. He said he doesn't care about possession time and that nobody owns a starting spot on his team, though obviously that back three at least, Manny Perez being out with injury, that back three is pretty much stenciled into the starting lineup.
Yeah, they've played with 25 different players this season, so he's true to his word.
Trinity Health of New England, proud to be the official medical provider and title partner of Hartford Athletic, always committed to providing the best healthcare experience every day for every patient. Trinity Health of New England, care that's always there. Along with Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio with our producer Tom Stanwicks, director Bobby Kaplan, and the rest of our talented crew. And thus far, kind of a chess match. Teams trying to feel one another out.
Yeah, it's as if Hartford are saying to Louisville, you can have the ball, but only in certain areas. It's certainly they don't have too many concerns if Tosh or Sharpie, the two centre-backs of Louisville, have the ball. Good crowd again.
Yep.
For this one.
Supporters turning out. There's Sheldon, who had been moved up to the front in support of Elvis Amo. As we said, Amo, 6 shots last week. The problem was none of them were on target.
I'd rather have that concern than no shots with none on target, and you're like, how do we get attempts on the opposition goal? So just need to work on putting it a bit closer to goal and getting it in the back of the net.
Tristan Hodge making his 9th start of the season. The Trinidad and Tobago native in the middle, who's gone the distance the last 2 games. Here's Sheldon up the right side. Gets the pass back, or rather Merrill from Sheldon, and it's cleared. Cave Rad heads the ball back to Logue, and he and Connor McGlynn will take control in the back for Hartford.
They had a spell last week, Hartford, when they got back into it at 1-1 with Sacramento until they conceded that ludicrous penalty, which never was, where I thought they played some of their best stuff of the season. You're always wary when you chat with the coach and you give your opinions. Do you agree with them? That was my opinion, and Tab Ramos agreed with that, but that was for 15 minutes.
Right.
He's looking for it from more of a game.
And it seemed once that penalty was given and Sacramento took the lead, the air went out of the balloon a little bit.
Yeah, they felt sorry for themselves.
Here's Wes Sharpie, the former USF Bull. And a bad pass goes over the touchline right near head coach Danny Cruz in his 3rd year at the helm, as you see Danny. Hand shoved in his pockets.
I'm not sure how similar the league table right now will be to the end of the regular season. Because when you've got the team at the top with a minus goal difference, Charleston, who's just lost 4-0 on Friday night at home to Indy 11, I think there's a lot more twists and turns left this season.
That Charleston game last night began with Leland Archer getting a red card 15 seconds in for pulling down a player in the box on a near breakaway. Aiden Quinn scored the first of 2 penalty kick goals. There was also an own goal in there in the 4-0 Indy win over Charleston Battery, and Hartford will be in Indianapolis next Saturday night.
Apart from that, nothing much happened last night.
No.
There's another example of Hartford allowing the 2 centre-backs possession, trying to squeeze the game. Once it goes wide, then the full-backs or the wing-backs will get involved.
Here's Gonzalez giving support. Back to the captain, Tosh. Plays it square to Sharpie. He and Tosh have a catch just into the Hartford defensive half. Ball is deflected. McGlynn keeps it in, but to Ownby in the box. Hartford trying to call for an offside. Nice play by Hodge to knock it away, and Hartford will try to clear.
That was good from Openo. against his former side, and Antoine Openo actually scored here for Louisville a couple of years ago, or a year and a half ago. Louisville winning 4-2. They've been victorious in all 3 of their visits here, scoring 7 goals. Hartford with just a couple of goals. So there's some opponents you're happy to face, and others you have a score to settle.
5-0 lifetime, 2 wins in Louisville. Please join us in thanking founding partner, the Hartford, for educating children about fire safety with their Junior Fire Marshal program. Visit juniorfiremarshal.com to learn more. No score, heading for the 11th minute of play at Trinity Health Stadium. 5, Rasmus Tellefsen, one of the few newcomers to the Louisville roster, the 6'1", 26-year-old from Sassby, Denmark. He's done a good job in the middle for Louisville City. Hartford very content, letting Louisville control the ball in the back. Errant pass knocked away, Ownby. Openo back to help out. Andre Lewis getting the start tonight. And Loeb tries to play it upfield for Elvis Amo in a tussle with Tosh. Amo can't keep it in. Sorry, Mark.
When you're playing a formation like this, and I've got no issue whatsoever by allowing the centre-backs the ball, they're not going to cause the problems to Hartford tonight, but you need to have pace in attack, which Hartford has, but you also cannot leave your lone striker isolated in transition. So if they can get bodies forward when they get the ball back, Hartford, that's what Tab Ramos will be looking for, because they do have pace and a threat in attack.
11 minutes in, still looking for our first shot attempt. Luke Merrill aggressively playing at the midfield to temporarily slow Louisville down. Ownby can't control. Taking off his foot.
That's a good ball.
Nice lead ball. Sheldon trying to get to it, but Amadou Dia gets there first and plays it back to the 6'3", 25-year-old from Am Rhein, Germany.
Look what it's done, though. One ball over the top. It's turned Louisville, and look at the starting positions now and where Hartford have the ball, considering where they have it.
Here's Rad. Plays the ball back to Connor McGlynn, who's played the full 90 last 5 matches for Hartford. He's become very dependable at that center back position.
Yeah, and he's a defensive midfielder.
Plays it square to Rad. Up ahead, here's Luke Merrill. Taken away by Dylan Maris, getting the start at midfield tonight. Here's Elvis. Amo.
Got to play it left. Tab Ramos is not happy at Elvis Amo. The pass was on to Openo, and Elvis Amo just either didn't see it or didn't fancy it. That's on him.
Tyler Gibson, number 12, the holding midfielder, helping Tosh and Sharpie in the middle. We have not had a shot in the first 13 minutes of action here.
I'd love to say I'm surprised, but I'm not.
We talked about this.
Yeah.
Here's a lead for Ownby. Catches up with it in the box, but his pass behind Harris and taken away by Athletic. That was not as much what Athletic did well, but an errant pass by Louisville City.
One of the issues that Hartford have had this season, a lot of the times the opposition haven't had to work that hard to score.
In the midfield, Andre Lewis plays it back for the captain.
It's windy, right?
Yeah. A little. It said northwest out of 15. Sounds like a lot more. Here's Luke Merrill getting the start tonight. Robert Lappert, Prince Sadie, who missed last week's game, on the bench, available to play. Danny Barrera, who had started the last couple of weeks, not getting the start today. Taken away from Merrill. Harris plays it to Tellefsen. In the middle, Gibson. Drops it back to Tosh. Changes sides of the field. Gonzalez, or rather, I'm sorry, Jimenez plays it back. Now Gibson. Off on the left, this is Dia. Plays it ahead to Tellefson. Back to Dia as they push up the backs. Drop the ball back to Tosh. Sent in. Knocked away. Ball goes free. And it will be a Hartford throw-in. Tonight's presenting partner of the match, Trinity Health of New England. As you get a look at Joe Rice, has not been tested yet. Hartford a throw-in, deep in their own defensive third. You see the wind take that ball. So obviously, conditions like this, you got to play the ball on the ground more.
You do, but there's so much space in behind Louisville that when Hartford have possession of the football, there are areas of the field that they can attack. But right now, it's patience is the key for Louisville and for Danny Cruz.
Amadou Dia in the middle to Gibson. Once again, Louisville unable to connect on the pass. Hodge dribbles out of trouble. Gets to Andre Lewis. On the far side, Antoine Opino still looking to break through. Tackled by Sharpie. And they play it back to Zemla.
That was better in the middle of the park from Tristan Hodge. A little bit of composure shown there rather than just clearing it up the top. But another example, there is plenty space in behind for them to put the ball to. So rather than play that pass that's just got enough on it, get it over the top and get Louisville turned.
No score in the 17th minute here on a breezy, chilly night for the first week of June.
Fresh.
Fresh to you, chilly to me. There's a tackle at midfield. Play on. Now the whistle blows. And not happy with that call. It's Tristan Hodge. Let's take a look.
Yeah, he just waited to see if there was any advantage. The referee, Luis Diego Arroyo. But again, it's too easy for that pass to be made by Amadou Dia in to Dylan Maris.
So Maris, Jimenez lined up over the ball, along with Wilson Harris, number 14 in white.
There's only one thing that I'm thinking about if I'm Louisville here. You've got a rookie goalkeeper who's not played in the league this season. You've got windy conditions. I'm not playing this ball up for a header in the box. I'm taking a direct shot on target.
See Tellefson go off to the left. Let's see who puts a foot in it. They play it for Harris. Shot on goal, and it's wide.
Smart play by Louisville. First real attempt on goal in this game, and it's taken nearly 18 minutes to do so.
Which is not a surprise.
No. Louisville have only scored 12 goals this season, but they've only conceded 13. It's a well-worked move. They're just changing the angle so they can get it beyond the wall. You expect your goalkeeper to have it covered, and Joe Rice did.
And they've given up 13 goals. 8 of them came in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
3 to El Paso, 5 to Sacramento. Since then, that's been pretty tight, and it goes along with Oscar Zemla taking over in goal. Here's a break on the near side for Gonzalez, but Tristan Hodge with a nice tackle.
It's better.
Played up on the left, Antoine Opino. He has space along the left sideline. Opino dribbles towards the box. Knocked away and stolen.
It's the decision-making in the final third, because they've not had the ball in the final third that often. Andre Lewis was an option. One of the problems Opino had there is the man he received the ball from, Elvis Amo, who's normally the front man and an option for the delivery, was playing catch-up because he was that deep. So that was a difficult one, but Opino did have Lewis as an option, and that, with it's always easy with hindsight, isn't it?
Yep, very much so.
Woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Sure. I think golf shots I could have hit, I would have shot a 65, not an 85.
love to shoot an 85.
Yeah, I was just going to say that my friends who play with him tell you 85 is a pipe dream.
And then the back nine.
Yeah,
goodness.
exactly. Then all heck breaks loose.
Yeah.
There's a nice play on the defense. Rad knocks it away. No score. 19th minute of play. First of two meetings between these Eastern Conference rivals this year. They'll play in the penultimate game of the year in Louisville on October 7th. So far, just the one shot attempt that whistled wide. Ball played up ahead. Here's a shot in the box, and McGlynn sends it over the barriers for the second corner kick of the night for Louisville City. And it'll be Oscar Jimenez, 33-year-old from Mount Vernon, Washington, in his 7th year with Lou City, to try the in-swinger from the left of Joe Rice as you look at Connor McGlynn, Luke Merrill. Sent in, headed out of trouble. Getting to it first. Lou City, and they will retreat, switch fields. Maris over on the right. This is a Louisville City team that scored 6 goals in the first half this year, 6 goals in the second. Now ball played ahead. Tellefson sends it across. Too far, and getting there first will be Lewis. But we had a foul in the box against Louisville.
It's always one of these. If it's the other way, if it's the defender on the attack, you never get a penalty for something like that, but it's an easy decision to give to the defensive side. I mean, keeping tabs on Joe Rice, the goalkeeper, making his first league start of the season. Very impressed by his handling so far. Also impressed by his vocal ability, organizing, and not frightened to say where he wants his defenders. So early signs are good from a player that kept a clean sheet against Lansdowne in the US Open Cup.
There's a push on Lou City. Golf's biggest stars will be competing at New England's only PGA Tour event, the Travelers Championship, June 21st through 25th. Come see John Rahm, Rory McIlroy, Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas, Tony Finau, and many more. For tickets and information, visit TravelersChampionship.com.
Did you qualify?
I'm going to try to make it in the Monday qualifying.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah. That would be plus 8 million.
Talking odds or prize one?
I would say pick one.
Okay.
No score. Frankly, a game that has seen most of the play come between the 18s. Here's Wes Sharpie. Sheldon exerts more pressure on him, and then Hartford retreats. Captain Tosh moves it up on the right side. Unable to get it is Maris. Played up ahead. Now Hartford forms the attack. Andre Lewis. Nice pass up ahead to Luke Merrill. Plenty of room for Merrill in the right channel. Bangs it off of Amadou Dia and ends that threat. Harris comes back, plays it across to Ownby. We've got a 4-on-5 if they hurry. Here's a shot towards the goal and a header. Just missed.
No surprise that Louisville are most threatening when they've just got the ball back and when Hartford have had it. It's Tab Ramos's tactic so far to have very little space, but when Hartford lose possession, they have to get back quicker than they did there.
Jorge Gonzalez missing on the diving header attempt. So it'll be a goal kick for Joe Rice, replacing Richard Sanchez in goal this year. And it looks like Louisville is planning on a first half substitution as the pass too far on the far side.
Yeah, Paolo Del Piccolo is getting ready to come on. He's a player that's scored a couple of times, in fact, in the last 2 meetings with Hartford.
And he's going to come in for Brian Ownby.
Yeah, he's down on one knee right now, Ownby, and the 32-year-old who, decent enough players, got a good history against Hartford of scoring goals, but having picked up an early knock, there's no point in taking any chances when you've got a player like Del Piccolo to come on. When you bring a player on, or when you've got a guy who's faced an opposition like this before and has scored, especially in the last 2 meetings, slightly surprised he didn't start, but you're not really going to change a winning team too much, and that's what's happened. But Danny Cruz said he does have players on the bench that he knows are game changers because he feels he's got a strong squad. So Ownby off and Del Piccolo on.
Del Piccolo in his 7th year, he has been the captain, although Tosh wearing the captain's band tonight. Lyco Office Furniture is a proud sponsor of the Hartford Athletic. For over 40 years, Lyco Office Furniture has been furnishing startup to Fortune 500 companies all over New England. Go to lycoinc.com to learn more. So there's Del Piccolo, 6'1", out of Wheat Ridge, Colorado, a University of Louisville Cardinal in his undergrad days. And this really won't change the shape much of what Louisville will try to do. It's just insert one, exit one.
Yeah, he's probably going to play a little bit more central, and that'll allow Dylan Maris to go over to that right-hand side. That's certainly how they've lined up just now. He likes to break forward from midfield, but that's what Hartford are trying to do here.
Openo can't avoid trouble, and it's taken away. Jorge Gonzalez.
Doesn't affect Louisville's average age of the outfielders. A 32-year-old comes off and a 32-year-old goes on.
Along with Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Delighted you have joined us. The end of a 3-game homestand for Athletic. They won their first home game of the year against Loudoun United, and last week on the short end of a 4-1 decision to Sacramento Republic.
This isn't good.
Now we've got a Hartford player down on the far side.
Yeah, Elvis
and it looks
Amo.
like Elvis Amo.
It is.
As the Hartford head athletic trainer Mike Diaz goes over to see what's wrong with the 31-year-old from Ghana.
Any time a player reaches round to the back of the hamstring area, or whether it's the knee or just above that, is always a concern, and Elvis Amo has missed some time this year due to injury.
Yeah, he missed 4 weeks.
He had a thigh problem, so the last thing you want is a recurrence of that.
Kyle Edwards warming up behind the goal to our right.
It's like the
Looks
Hartford
like Tab Ramos is beckoning. Is beckoning Edwards.
It's like the Hartford Athletic Player of the Month award is a jinx.
Yeah.
Because Jessiel Cedeno was the Player of the Month in April. He's not even made the squad today, and Kyle Edwards has just been named Player of the Month for Hartford for May, and he was benched, but he will get some game time, and this isn't just a concern for this game for Elvis Amo. This is a concern going forward, and if it is a recurrence, it looks like they're tending to the kind of knee area.
Yeah, right behind the right knee.
Which, at least it seems like it's not a recurrence to the thigh problem that kept him out, but it is a blow.
You get a look at Mike Diaz on the left. Edwards was so excited to get in, he started to put his game jersey over his warm-up and then decided, well, that's not going to be that comfortable. So we've had Brian Ownby come out for Lou City, and now here in the 29th minute, Elvis Amo's night has come to an end as he hobbles along the far side, and Kyle Edwards, who had started the last 3 games, will come into the match for Athletic.
That's a blow for the home side, because not only does he provide pace and power, and he's got an eye for goal as well, and he's a good link-up player, Elvis Amo. So for Kyle Edwards, he's got to do something with this opportunity, the St. Vincent and the Grenadines player. But it is like for like.
Luke Merrill with a dangerous pass. Ball played up ahead. Edwards gets ahead on it into the box, but Lewis couldn't get much on it. And Zemla feels it cleanly on the hop.
Would have been some story if Edwards' first touch would have been an assist for Andre Lewis.
Kyle Edwards, 2 assists to go along with his 3 goals. 2 of them have been from the spot. No score here in the 30th minute. Hartford 2-7-2 on the season. Louisville City 6-3-2. Again, 1 shot combined in the first 30 minutes.
Tab Ramos won't have a problem with that. If you'd have given him this scenario after half an hour, I'm sure he would have taken it, albeit not with his main striker injured.
12 is Gibson. Back to Tosh. Now Sharpie. Once again, they given Edwards and Sheldon dropping back. They're not, as you said, Mark, they're not worried about those back 4, back 3 doing damage from back there.
Not the central areas. I wouldn't want it going to Dia and Jimenez too much if I was Tab Ramos, if they get forward in space.
Here's Dia. Plays in the middle to Gibson. Off to Tosh. Distributes forward on the right to Jimenez. Now McGlynn deflects it off Oscar Jimenez, and it'll be a Hartford throw-in. Tonight's youth soccer teams of the match: Newington Soccer and Watertown Soccer. Welcome them here at Trinity Health Stadium. Saw lots of youth soccer players as I was walking around the grounds a little bit earlier. You were heavily engaged in production meetings with Tom Stanwyck.
Actually got here just over 3 hours before kickoff, and they utilized this field very well. There were 6 different youth teams that were playing prior to kickoff. That's a nasty one.
There's a foul as Hodge goes down. Let's get a look at that.
Yeah. Kind of strong in there, Wilson Harris. A forwards challenge, as we'll call it.
Luke Merrill, 19, getting his first start. Both he and Rice getting their first starts. They've moved Sheldon up to more of a support position up front. And Merrill with a nice play to deflect it off Dia and get the throw in for Hartford right in front of the Lou City bench. Merrill tries to dribble between 3. That's a handball.
We asked Tab Ramos when we spoke to him yesterday, would you take a horrible game, really scrappy, if it meant a positive result? He said, look, I'd take it. It's not what I want. I want to entertain. I want to score goals. He says, but there comes a time whereby you have to be hard to beat as well as trying to score at the other end. And so far, so good for Hartford against one of the better, if not one of the best teams in the league in Louisville City.
Hodge plays it over to Lewis. Up ahead to Opino. You can see Lou City's defensive pressure as Hartford retreats. There's Cave Rod along the ground to Merrill. Gives it away. Bad pass by Luke Merrill. But a good play by Juan Pablo Torres. Trying to get Edwards in front. Knocked around. This will go over the goal line, and it'll be a corner kick, the first of the match for Athletic.
Yeah, and it's taken them just over 33 minutes to get it. But again, speaking of not pretty, that's a ball over the top, and they're not the most mobile of central defensive pairing. And if you can get Edwards with his strength going up against the defenders, you've got yourself a chance. But I don't know how many corners or set plays they're going to get. Not too many, I would imagine, today. This one is important.
Juan Pablo Torres will take the corner to the left of Zemla for the far post. Opino, saved by Zemla, deflects it and knocked away. Great play by Oliver Zemla as Antoine Opino almost unlocked the door. Best opportunity for either side coming in the 34th minute. Antoine Opino was a former member of Lou City. Here in the middle is Sheldon. Tries to get it one time, can't get it off, and it's knocked away. Kept in by Athletic as they push forward. Here's Torres, who was calling for the ball. Now exchanges, good give and go. Merrill into the box. Intended for Edwards, headed out of danger by Louisville City. Well, we saw Matt Sheldon do some things offensively there.
Yeah, we also saw the left wing back on the other side, Antoine Opino, get off the ground and force Oliver Zemla into a good save.
22, Dylan Maris. Scored 10 times for El Paso Locomotive a year ago. Into the box, knocked away from Harris. They keep possession, and Joe Rice will come off the line to make the play. Hartford Athletic would like to thank Nuova Pasta, Connecticut, and Stop and Shop for supporting our Goals for Meals program. For every Hartford Athletic goal scored this year, Nuova Pasta, Connecticut, and Stop and Shop will donate meals to the Stop and Shop School Food Pantry program. So far, no goals in the 36th minute. Good job by Sharpie to out-jump Sheldon. And it'll be a Hartford throw. And much like last week, Mark, we see Hartford start to push a little bit more, take a little bit more of the control. Bad pass, though, by Merrill again.
Yeah, that's the issue. And as much as he wanted to play Sheldon a little bit further forward, by doing so, you've lessened the quality of the distribution from the right back / right wing back area.
Shots are even, one apiece. Sharpie goes back to Zemla. Won a national championship in the spring of 21 with the Thundering Herd of Louisville. Here's Merrill, can't take it away from Dia. Rad called for the foul, and Tab Ramos does not agree with the Luis Diego Arroyo call.
Didn't require much influence to go down here. Now here's the replay from earlier. It's a really good corner. It's a deep corner, and then Opino, that's a super double save from Zemla. Opino's unlucky there that he didn't open the account for Hartford.
Each team has had to make one substitution in the first half. Ownby went out. DePiccolo in for him. Elvis Amo went out. Kyle Edwards came in. Dia. Pass deflected. Getting it back is Gibson. Distributes along the touchline. Maris with a flop. And it'll be a Hartford. That wasn't even a good flop.
That was rubbish.
No score. 38th minute of action. Hartford trying to get their second home win and third win overall this year. Far side, it's Jimenez. Back to Tosh. Now Jimenez. They give him room. Plays it towards the box, and this one should go over the goal line. Maris tries to save it, but it'll be a goal kick for Athletic.
Without knowing the actual game plan of Tab Ramos, I don't think it's too dissimilar to what we've seen. And I think he'll be pretty content with the opening 38 minutes in this game.
Joe Rice has not been called on to make a save yet. Has looked confident in the times that he's come off the line.
Yeah, had that one free kick that he had to look alert for that went wide. But yeah, he's been good so far.
And as was promised, gets a good foot in the ball. Lewis distributes up to Antoine Opino. At the 18, leaves for Lewis. Lewis double team. Back to Opino. Opino against DePaulo. Into the box. Nobody there to receive it for Hartford, and it'll be a goal kick for Oliver Zemla.
It's not the worst cross in the world, but I want to see Hartford move the ball a little bit quicker, because by not doing so, they're allowing Louisville to get the bodies back and to have the double team on Opino or whoever. They try and move the ball a little bit quicker, but they're starting now, Hartford, to just push forward a little bit and leave one or two gaps in behind, which works both ways. It can work in their advantage, but when they don't have the ball, like here, they want to see if it's going to be played short, and then they get back, and they're very compact.
Good job by Gonzalez to keep it in. Here's a ball played ahead for Maris. Rad will drop it back, and Rice will boot it out of danger. 40th minute of play here at Trinity Health Stadium. No score between Hartford and Lou City. Hartford Athletic would like to extend a special thanks to our partners, Jim Beam Bourbon and Hornitos Plata Tequila.
Oh, now that's the kind of audible commercial I like to hear.
I try to please.
Oh.
I do the best I can.
Honestly, last time out it was, what, $2 beers? Tonight it's happy hour.
Here's the ball played ahead. And Opino and Lewis missing connections, and neither are happy with one another. Wes Sharpie's handled the brother. That's DePiccolo, but ball has mainly been handled by the center backs, Tosh and Sharpie, for Lou City. As these teams try to probe and find out what angle they can work. Sloppy pass that time by Jimenez.
Yeah, if I'm Danny Cruz and I'm Louisville here, for me the space to attack Hartford is down Hartford's left, Louisville's right, because on this right-hand side for Hartford is basically two right-backs in Luke Merrill and Matt Sheldon, so it's harder for them to gain possession, and that's maybe deliberate to stop Amadou Dia, but there is space on the other side for them to try and attack.
Here's the aforementioned Dia, 30-year-old Frenchman. Played against Louisville in the 2018 championship match for Phoenix Rising, the second of back-to-back championships for Lou City. They have been in the Eastern Conference Final all 8 years of their existence. That looks like Tristan Hodge.
Yeah. I was lucky enough to be in Louisville a couple of years ago, and I saw their setup, and it's a fantastic setup.
Played up ahead for Edwards in a foot race with Sharpie,
That's
and
better.
he will just bang it over the touchline for a deep throw-in for Athletic.
Much better from Hartford. That's where they want the game ideally to be played. Just going back to what I was saying a couple of minutes ago about where Louisville should attack Hartford, bearing in mind Hartford's left wing back isn't a left wing back, he's a forward. He's like a winger, Antoine Opino. So, and he's not the tallest. So that's an area that they can certainly get some joy in.
Hartford changes fields. Merrill and Torres. Drops it back to Cave Rad. In the middle, McGlynn. Off to Rad as we enter the 43rd minute. Up ahead, pass was short as they were looking for Matt Sheldon. Gibson plays it up ahead. Rad gets ahead on it. Two Louisville players there. And Sheldon's taken down.
And he's been fine. He had a horrible start to the season. He was replaced at halftime of the opening game, missed the next game, but he really has got his head down and become a steady influence in this Hartford lineup. And then the foul on him here, and an easy free kick to give from the referee Arroyo.
He has started every game that he's played. This is his 11th game played and 11th start. And there goes Hodge down again. And Hartford with a quick restart. Here's Sheldon into the box, knocked away.
Second ball. If the cross isn't great, who's getting the second ball? If it's deflected or cleared away. That's where they need to work. That's what I think they're missing this season. Missing a 10. Someone that will get that second ball.
Amadou Dia talking to one of the officials.
Speaking of officials, Joe, I thought the referee did really well there to allow the advantage.
Quick start.
To be played, yeah.
Yep.
Could easily have
Let it
been
go.
pernicious.
And as opposed to last week, we're 44 minutes in without a yellow card.
I don't remember at all last week and officials, so
yeah. Here's Sheldon with the steal.
Yeah.
You have selective memory, my
Oh,
friend.
yes. Amnesia can be helpful at times.
Exactly. Brad drops it back. Connor McGlynn looking to change the field. Should find out what we have for stoppage time soon.
I'm pleased if I'm Tab Ramos right now, because you mentioned earlier, quite rightly so, he's got options on the bench. Prince said he only returned to training on Thursday, so he's certainly not got 90 in him, but he might have half an hour or so. That could be an option.
Brigno Vineyard stoppage time. There will be 3 minutes of stoppage time. No score. Sharpie over to Dia. Drops back to Sharpie. Pressed by Sheldon. Gibson comes, or rather Maris comes back to help out. Now Tosh over on the far side to Jimenez. And it's knocked away from Tellefson. It'll be the third corner kick for Louisville City.
First couple have been pretty similar. Ball to the center of the 6-yard box and one deep. They're going to try and utilize the height that they have in there now.
Tellefson in the middle there. Target him. Headed away. Tosh maintains possession. Sends it into the box. Here's a header by DePaulo, and Rice comes out to field it on the hop.
He's a handful since he came on, Paulo Del Piccolo. He's a player who we spoke about has got this history of scoring against Hartford, having notched in his last 2 games, and I think he provides more of an offensive threat than the player that he replaced, Brian Ownby.
Paulo Di Piccolo, 6th all-time in USL Championship, 17,345 minutes played, 9th. This is 41st appearance. Into the 2nd minute of stoppage time. Hodge tries to chest it down, absorbs a light push.
I like him in there, Joe.
In the middle.
Yep.
He's done well.
So does Tab.
They were looking for Opino, gets it back off a turnover. Here's Opino into the box, trying to load up. He does, and it's deflected wide. Corner kick for Hartford off a beautiful move by Antoine Opino.
Once again, they go more direct. Once again, they switch it. And Antoine Opino, he was second favorite there, but he won it back, did really well. That's another good save by Zemla.
Second save of the match for Oliver Zemla. Had 15 in his first 8 games this year. Torres with the in-swinger. Edwards being held by Sharpie. Put in, headed out of there. Knocked out of danger by Gonzalez. Now the counter for Lou City. 14 is Wilson Harris. But he is played very quickly by Tristan Hodge, who's had a superb opening 45 minutes.
Opero was claiming there that he was the victim of a challenge that wouldn't have been out of play when the WWE come to nearby Hartford for Monday Night Raw.
Coming towards what should be the end of stoppage time, and as you've said, Mark, a very satisfactory first 45 for the home 11. Hartford has had 2 extremely good chances. Now Edwards looking to make one more push before we hear the whistle to signal the end of the first 45. Hodge plays it on the far side for Lewis. Lewis up the far side against Tellefson. Tries to put it in, and it sails wide. And that will do it. We've come to halftime and a very satisfactory first 45 for Hartford.
First half hour of this game was about keeping it tight, not allowing Louisville that much space. The last 15 was about let's see what they have. And that man there, Joe Rice, hasn't had too much to do. If I'm Tab Ramos at halftime, I'm pretty happy with what I've seen. But with this Hartford side, it's 90 minutes that they have to play for. Too often it's been 15 here, 20 there. Much better 45 and goalless at the brink.
No score at halftime. Our halftime activities coming up next here From Trinity Health Stadium in Hartford, this is USL Championship on ESPN Plus and MyTV9.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized healthcare that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Halftime at Trinity Health Stadium in Hartford. No score between Hartford Athletic and Louisville City FC, but I would say the happier locker room would be the home locker room.
I think so, yeah. I don't think Danny Cruz will be overly happy with what he's seen so far, and Hartford improved as this game wore on.
You see some of the youngsters. Let's go to the highlights of the first half. See Hartford in the midfield, looking to make things happen.
Yeah, that was when Elvis Amo was still on the field, but the injury and Kyle Edwards coming on in the 29th minute. But this was a period of time whereby they were allowing Louisville a lot of the ball, certainly the two centre backs, and like a game of chess, just being patient. But this free kick here, which was just moved to Wilson Harris so he could get a better angle and avoid the wall that had been set up. It's well struck, but I think Joe Rice had it covered. I've been impressed by Joe Rice, by his contribution in the first half. And once again, Louisville coming forward, looking for the diving effort of Jorge Gonzalez. This actually came about after a period of possession from Hartford, and it was probably when Louisville looked the most lively, with Hartford having had possession. This chance, though, from Antoine Openo, who'd gone down having been grappled. Double save from Oliver Zembla was outstanding, but it's been Openo who's had the best couple of chances for Hartford in this first half.
Had another one after that with a nice bit of individual work, and Zembla had to be sharp. Maybe the best half we've seen from Openo this season.
Yeah, good, but also there, Kyle Edwards with the run. It's an unselfish run, but it takes away the defender.
More of our halftime coming up next here in Hartford.
Are you ready? Ready for more of the game you love? Ready for more players and more teams? Ready for more stadiums, for more fans in more cities? This is a different league. The USL Super League. Built for the future of women's soccer. Bridging the journey from youth to pro, connected to the global game, and bringing it all closer to home. Are you ready?
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Taxes man left foot, and it's a first-time shot, and a goal! Luis Fernando!
It's turned over. Babu Karjai to put it away! Phoenix Rising will take all 3 points, 3-1 Rising!
If anyone thinks cancer is going to define you, they've got another thing coming. We know you are more than someone healing their heart. At Trinity Health, we know the importance of seeing the person behind the patient, the fear, the joy, the journey. Bringing you the expert medical teams and state-of-the-art technological advancements of a national health system, along with the personalized care that helps you feel better. Because we see all of you.
Halftime in Hartford. People catching up on
come
some
on
food.
now.
That's
not
that's
fair.
cruel.
Come
That's
on
cruel.
now, boys.
That is very cruel by the truck. Halftime, no score. Hartford Athletic, Louisville City FC. Let's do storylines so we don't have to look at the food trucks
Come
anymore.
on. Honestly. Look at there's everything there except the flight
exactly.
to New Haven and from is food.
Exactly.
Nasty.
Let's get the storylines here in the USL. A good job by USL teams in the Open Cup.
Yeah, it's been the kind of story of this competition over the last 2 or 3 years, and Pittsburgh and Birmingham doing well, and a couple of MLS clubs knocked out. Charlotte and Columbus Crew say adios to the US Open Cup.
USL Championship well represented in the U20 World Cup, including one of Lou City's bright prospects.
Yeah, Josh Winder, really good central defender. He's played 6 times for Louisville City this season. There's talk that he is on his way to Benfica in Portugal, which could be a USL record transfer fee. So good luck to him, and hopefully we'll see him as a starter for the US men's national team in years to come.
And Indy 11 getting set to open in new facilities.
Not sure it'll be ready in time for next week when Hartford go there. Summer of 2025. One of the rivals for Louisville, just up and over the bridge into Indiana and then up the highway to Indianapolis. 20,000 seat stadium. Soccer in this country is just getting bigger and bigger. Great to see.
Let's get to the table in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
As it's kind of bizarre when you look at the goal differential for a couple of the top teams.
This is a funky league table, funky standings. I honestly don't think there's much between the sides. And Hartford, you know what? A run of 2 or 3 games and they go high up the table. But that's the key. It's getting back-to-back performances. They've already beaten Loudoun. Detroit and Miami and Tulsa and Indy 11 above them as well. Memphis, decent side. They're probably the best team I've seen come here under Stephen Glass with that front 4.
Charleston Battery will be part of the trio that Hartford will play in the next homestand. Let's take a look at the halftime stats, and very unusual to see Hartford out-shooting the opposition.
Yeah. Now, if you didn't know the shots and you looked at the possession, you'd think it would be the other way around. But Hartford have done more with less of the ball than Louisville have. So, again, for Tab Ramos at halftime, yeah, more of the same, hopefully with an end product. What I wouldn't mind seeing in the second half, depending on how long Prince Sadie has in his legs, I'd be playing Matt Sheldon at right wing back, and I'd take off Luke Merrill and put on Prince Sadie and have him and Kyle Edwards in attack if Prince Sadie has, say, half an hour. That's certainly a substitution I'd be looking to do as long as it stays at 0-0.
What do you think we see from Danny Cruz and Lou City?
Just better. They've not performed great. I mean, they've been solid. They knew probably coming into this one that Hartford would be hard to beat. But they've ended up with their 2 centre-backs getting a lot of the ball. Paulo Del Piccolo coming on will certainly provide more of an attack, but they need to get Jorge Gonzalez and Wilson Harris involved in this game more. For now, it's got to be Tab Ramos is the happier of the two coaches.
We'll see what the halftime adjustments are when we come back. Second 45 minutes when we return. No score between Hartford Athletic and Louisville City FC.
An injured knee might look pretty simple, but there's a whole person behind that injury. One who misses the feel of his jump shot and spending time with friends on the court. It's not enough just to heal. He needs to get back out there. At Trinity Health, we're here to help you reach your goals. We combine all the knowledge and expertise of a national health system with personalized health care that treats the individual behind the injury. Because we see all of you.
Achievement takes more than having a dream. It takes having the spirit to beat the odds. It takes the courage to pursue a passion, the heart to turn a house into a home, and the determination to turn an idea into an enterprise. I'm the Hartford Buck, and I see the human in human achievement.
With insurance from the Hartford, the Buck's got your back.
Our students are looking to stand out, not blend in, which is a good thing considering the 8-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio. USJ's academic experience is built on dynamic learning opportunities that extend into labs, internships, and collaboration with faculty, and are designed to both challenge and support students in their professional development. So if you're looking for an education that will help you make your mark in the world, visit usj.edu.
You look at the crowd here at Trinity Health Stadium, a little bundled up on the 57-degree evening. No score between Hartford Athletic and Louisville City FC. As you look at Athletic, no changes for the lineup that ended the game. Elvis Amo coming out with an injury in the 29th minute. Let's go back and look at the keys to the game. How do you think it's held up so far?
Much better. That's exactly what Hartford has done. They have tightened things up at the back. There's not much space between the defense and the midfield. And what that's meaning is that Louisville don't have any room to get round the side. So Danny Cruz is going to have to come up with a way of doing so. And it might be their best chance of scoring is when Hartford actually has the ball and lose it. For Louisville, 5 previous meetings with Hartford, 5 previous wins. Right now, it doesn't look like it's going to be number 6, but a long way to go against a side that have got a bit of a bad habit of conceding late goals this season, Hartford.
And it's a team that scored 10 first-half goals. Hartford just 5 goals after intermission, so we see if that changes. Kyle Edwards over the ball. Hartford dressed in the green and blue will go from TV right to left here in the second 45 minutes as it will be Hartford Athletic looking to end the homestand 2-1 before next week's trip to Indy 11. And as Mark said, probably the new stadium not ready to be completed in a week's time.
By the way, 40 or 50 years ago, when a lot of you probably weren't even born, they used to say that X team is shooting from right to left on your transistor radio.
That's right. Right to left on your radio dial. I must have said that
how many
800 million times.
We're not giving away our ages or anything
no,
like that.
Just how busy we've been.
Yes, something like that.
Athletic attacking the far side. There's a turnover. Going back, Jorge Gonzalez, number 9. Louisville playing it back to Sharpie. Wes Sharpie sends it up ahead for Tellefson. Trying to catch up with the pass, and he can't. And it'll be a Hartford throw-in.
There's something they're going to try and do in the second half. Antoine Openo, decent player, better going forward, can be tested defensively. They've moved Tellefson, the Dane, on top of Openo. There's a height differential there and a physicality as well. So That's an interesting one to keep tabs on. They want to make sure Openo keeps back rather than gets forward.
And as we said earlier, the best half we've seen from Antoine Openo this season.
Just takes time to settle into a new position. He started off as a left-sided forward and being asked to play at a left wing back. That should have been a Hartford throw, and went the other
Openo
way.
did not like the call.
Yeah.
Antoine has been known to show his displeasure with the man in charge once or twice.
Well, he had a point last week.
That's
a penalty.
And he had a point there, too. 22, Dylan Maris getting the start in the midfield. This is a team without their normal right back, Manny Perez. Jimenez in his spot, and it's punched over by Rice. That ball seemed like it took off on Joe Rice, so it'll be the fourth corner of the match for Louisville City.
That's really good goalkeeping, because you can just see that immediately hit and think that's going way over. You've got to keep an eye on it, and if he hadn't, then that would have looped into the back of the net.
So it will be Oscar Jimenez from the left of Joe Rice getting his first start for Hartford Athletic tonight. Ball cleared out. Getting there first, Tyler Gibson. Here's Tellefson. And that ball will be another corner kick off the boot of the captain, Niall Oak.
What Louisville are trying to do, they're trying to get mismatches, and that was one there because it was Kyle Edwards that was doing the defending, and they don't want that Hartford, but that's the way it was in transition. And with the wind blowing, another corner for Louisville.
Tellefson is 6'1". Keep an eye on him. Number 5. Ball put onto the tents behind the goal, and it'll be a goal kick for Joe Rice and Hartford Athletic.
Yeah, Tellefson is 6'1", Openo is not.
Yes, right. So Rice, who has looked confident in this his first start, replacing Richard Sanchez. Hartford coming in tonight last in goals conceded with 24. Rice telling his teammates, get upfield. Dan Gaspar, the goalkeeping coach, told me before the game that Rice can get a good foot in the ball.
He can kick a ball.
Yep. Here's McGlynn on the challenge. And we're going to have foul on Athletic. I think they got McGlynn on that. So Tyler Gibson with the quick restart, playing it back to Sharpie. Sharpie and Tosh control the center midfield, or center back. Here's Jimenez replacing the injured Manny Perez. Now Tellefson sends it towards the box. Rice comes out as the ball sailed over the head of Wilson Harris. Rice has shown no nervousness.
No, he's been good
thus far. No, we have to. It's not a tale out of school. Here's Lewis, plays it ahead for Edwards. Edwards in the box. Trying to load up. Back to Lewis. Andre Lewis off to Openo. Plays it back to Tristan Hodge, and they retreat.
Sheldon was an option initially down the right-hand side, but again, that was better how they moved it quicker, but then it just slowed down again and out of play for a Louisville throw.
And McGlynn with a pass that sailed off his foot. Hartford Athletic social media team does a great job. They showed Joe Rice walking in wearing a T-shirt that said Titanic.
Hey. Yeah, prove us wrong.
Exactly.
Tell us it's not a sinking ship.
Rasmus Tellefson too far. Goes over his head. I think he was looking for something else, but instead it'll be a Hartford throw. And slow start to the second half into the 51st minute. Don't miss our next match right here at Trinity Health Stadium, Wednesday, June 14th at 7 p.m. against Detroit City. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information.
Yeah, my little 5-year-old daughter, that'll be her first ever soccer game.
Hopefully it is a little bit warmer and she's easily entertained.
Yeah, well.
Good luck with that, right?
Yeah.
36th, usual captain, Paulo Del Piccolo came in when Ownby had to leave in the 26th minute, and that's chipped over the goal. What have you seen tactically that's different, if anything, from the opening 45?
Well, they're keeping Tellefson further up. They're kind of playing with a front three like they tried to do in the first half. It was changed slightly when Del Piccolo first came on in the 26th for Owen Bay, but they're trying to play the possession game, Louisville, but they're trying to play it further forward into the Hartford half. And from a Hartford perspective, it's basically more of the same. And I don't think it was broken in the first half. I thought it was as Tab Ramos wanted, and it's just more of the same. And if you can get to an hour and it's still 0-0, then you can think about maybe bringing on Sadie or someone else.
Do you see Barrera playing a role tonight in the mid?
Yeah. Well, what you've got with Barrera is you've got the set piece specialist. So again, that's probably a last half hour thing. I think with Danny, I think at the age that he's at right now, you'll either get an hour from him if he starts or a decent half hour if he comes on.
Rad fans on it, but back to help is McGlynn, and he will gently put it back to Joe Rice.
They've been working on this back three all week in training and the week before as well. Last week it was Cicerone, and they were saying to Cave Rad how he needs to go with the runner, Cicerone, and he did that for pretty much all of the game except once, and Cicerone punished with the goal.
First goal of the match.
Yep, it was.
Last week, Tab Ramos told us this week it was difficult training the last couple of days, working with those three central backs, Rad, Logue, and Connor McGlynn. Into the box. Here's 9. That's Jorge Gonzalez. And once again, they play it back to reset. Hartford not giving him a lot of space when they get in the defensive third. Jimenez sails that one over the goal, and it'll be another goal kick for Joe Rice.
He does, but when he did that 5 minutes ago, Joe Rice had to tip it over. Similar position. And again, I don't have that much of an issue with the kind of wing backs, the full backs, getting that much of the ball. What I have noticed is that Louisville's starting positions on average are probably 5 yards further up the pitch than they were, and they're trying to make sure that the ball isn't with their centre backs and it's in wide areas, and that keeps Openo back on one side and Merrill back on the other.
Hartford 6 players eligible to come off the bench or warming up. Elvis Amo, who had to leave with that injury, sitting alone on the Hartford sideline. Niall Logue, who has not been subbed off in a game yet this year. Openo back to help. Passes into a cadre of Lou City players.
Cadre? Good.
I read the dictionary this week. Some people read the Bible, I read the dictionary. Now Hartford trying to counter on the far side. Good job by Merrill. Plays to Edwards. Has Merrill on the right. Edwards will take it himself. Into the box, trying to load it up. Pass through Lewis. And this one will roll over the touchline.
There's the difference between where Hartford are and where Louisville are in the table. He didn't bring his head up until right at the end. He had options, but it slowed down when it got to Kyle Edwards.
It'll be a Hartford throw-in on the near side. Logue, who came in here having played 810 minutes in 9 games. That's all you can play. There's not much more than that.
And he had concussion, remember, as well. Missed a game.
Right.
It's the head knock.
Deflected away. Good job by Torres to scoot back. He is exceedingly quick, and good job by Juan Pablo to play it back to Rad, trying to change fields.
Torres has been a really good addition to the squad.
Yeah, he has certainly helped. There's a collision involving Sheldon, and foul will go against Lou City as both players are down.
There's only so many times, this is coming back because there's a man down, there's only so many times that a manager of a team that's bottom of a conference, of a league, can say, I don't think we're far away. But I believe Tab Ramos, and you've seen tonight, there's not much between the sides. The couple of times this season have been frustrating and stupid goals that they've conceded, but if they can keep the focus, the 3 at the back works. I'm not sure they have the pace to play a 4 at the back with the 2 centre backs. But it's slowly taking his time, and he knows what he wants, but he needs a bit of luck as well when it comes to injuries, and he's had absolutely none this season so far.
Jorge Gonzalez was the Lou City player who went down and slow to get up, but he appears to be okay. Long ball sent cross field for Openo. Headed over the near touchline. It'll be an athletic throw-in. No score, 56th minute here at Trinity Health Stadium. You can hear from our crowd mics just how windy it is down there. McGlynn plays it up on the right for Merrill. Luke Merrill getting his first start for Athletic. Hartford plays it back in the middle. Lead pass for Openo.
That's the ball.
Heads it back to Lewis. Sends it towards goal on the far side. Put up in the air and cleared out of danger, but not out. Hodge keeps it up for Hartford. Off to Torres. Distributes on the right for Merrill. 1v1 with Dia. Gets past him along the goal line, but it's cleared out. Rad steps up to keep it in. Hartford with a good job of possession here. Now Hodge in the middle. Going down is Sheldon. Crowd wanted a call. Crowd trying to be the man in charge on the field. But this is a dominant portion of the game for Hartford. Lewis drops for Openo. Plays it back for Logue.
It's a good spell of possession here.
Since 2018, the Fix has been Hartford County's leading wellness spot. Here's a ball played up ahead in the box. Put towards goal, deflected, and coming out to dive on it is Zemla. But good possession for Hartford there.
Excellent. Good movement, good pace, good width. And unlucky.
Yeah, Sheldon almost got a boot on it. As I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted by the Hartford attack, since 2018, the Fix has been Hartford County's leading wellness spot. Whether you need a quick B12 shot to increase energy or a vitamin infusion to rehydrate, this is the place to reset your mind and body. Take time, treat yourself, and invest in your health. Both teams trying to invest in a goal here in the 59th minute. Hartford Athletic 0-5 lifetime against Louisville City, a team that has won 2 titles in their 8 previous years in the league. Ball played out on the right. Here's Jimenez. Puts it towards the box, and Rice comes off the line to take it away and hold on. Joe Rice not looking like he hasn't played in a USL Championship game. He did play in the US Open Cup and got a victory in that game.
Dave got a clean sheet against Lansdowne, but hasn't played in the USL since he played for Loudoun last July.
Went to Detroit City on loan, but did not play after his 5 appearances for United. Nice steal by Hodge. Took it right off the foot of Harris. And there's a foul. Again, we have not had a yellow card as Matt Sheldon went down there.
I don't know what Tab Ramos saw in training that made him think, you know what, Tristan Hodge, instead of left wing back, could be a good defensive or central midfielder. But whatever he saw, he's been proven spot on.
Played up ahead. Ooh, look out!
Goodness, he's got his pick of food trucks over there.
Is that
it's Torres?
Torres or Edwin Moses?
Could you not have a more modern athlete
than
Edwin Moses?
Come on, I'm thinking hurdler. Who's the greatest hurdler of all time?
Yeah, probably, but still.
Come on.
We've gone from a transistor radio to Edwin Moses. Honest to goodness. Wow.
Foul on Athletic, just into their off defensive half of the field. I thought you would enjoy that. I thought picking Edwin Moses out and picking in with hurdling would be something you would have enjoyed. Now I know.
Well, I'm sure you could have said Bob Beeman as well. Mexico City 68.
Sure, of course. That's a partial score.
Let's bring him up to date in 2023.
Ball played up ahead. Here's DePiccolo. Sends it into the box. Headed away. Trying to get to it. Drop back. Here's a shot and way wide by the on-charging Oscar Jimenez.
This game's now fascinating because they look pretty lively Louisville when they get into the box, but Hartford are looking good on the counter-attack as well. And he's pushing further and further forward, Oscar Jimenez, and he's the player that ends up having the strike here. He had that cross that was tipped over, and since coming in for Manny Perez, who's got a groin problem and he's out for 2 or 3 weeks, he's been pretty solid today. It's only his 3rd start of the season, Oscar Jimenez, but they're trying to get him forward as much as possible. It's a good challenge between him and Opino.
Ball in the air. And played upfield by Lou City. Here's Rice coming way out of the box to boot it into row 5 of the stands. It'll be a throw-in for Lou City.
That's one you're running out if you're the goalkeeper and you're thinking, please let me get there, please let me get there.
Don't fan on it.
Oh.
Flourish Catering is proud to be the official caterer of Hartford Athletic. Flourish Catering offers individually packaged and buffet-style catering for teams, meetings, and organizations. Eat like an athlete with Flourish Catering. A couple of subs set to come in for Lou City. Cameron Lancaster and Enoch Mushalagusa. Here's a shot that will go wide, and it will be a Hartford goal kick. So Danny Cruz changing the attack a little bit here.
Yeah, they're going to take off Wilson Harris, and they're also going to take off Dylan Maris.
So Maris and Harris are done for the night.
They're poet, and you know it.
Cameron Lancaster, the all-time leading goal scorer.
Yeah, good player.
In Lou City history with 76 goals. He tied the single-season goal-scoring record in 2018 with 25 goals. Number 17 from London in his 8th year in the purple and white. Meanwhile, the Hartford subs still warming up as we enter the 64th minute of play with no score.
So you're able to rhyme Maris and Harris. I don't see you rhyming anything with Mushagalusa that's just come on for Louisville.
Give me time.
Okay.
If we have a lot of extra time, I'll come up with something.
Yeah.
Louisville starting to push the attack a little bit more. Almost a turnover, and McGlynn clears it out. Edwards comes back to help. Matt Sheldon, who's played as an attack player tonight, instead of just playing on his normal attacking wing, that's been Luke Merrill instead. Shots on goal thus far. 4 for Hartford, 2 for Lou City. Headed out of bounds by Jimenez. And Hartford will throw it into Logue. Nice dribble by Nile. Played up ahead for Lewis, dummied to Opino. A couple of 77s match up. You don't see that often on the pitch. Andre Lewis for Hartford and Enoch Mushagalusa.
Get to the stage where some players wear the shirt number of the year that they were born, but not for these two.
Played back to Tellefson. So Harris and Ownby, 2 of their bigger goal scorers. Not that that's a big total, because they only have the 12 goals a year, done for the night. There's a foul on Tellefson right in front of the Hartford bench as he takes Opino down.
Really impressed by Opino. It's not his best position, but he knows that that's the position that Tab Ramos wants him to play in, and it does give him the opportunity to get forward, and his defensive work can be worked upon. But today, so far, I think he's been really good.
Westfield Bank is proud to support Hartford Athletic and all they do to make our communities better. Need more convenience from your bank? Well, at Westfield Bank, you can bank your way. Learn more at westfieldbank.com.
What do we reckon as to the wind direction? Because he put his foot through that, Joe Rice, and it kind of held up in the wind. So,
well, it's funny. You look at the American flag behind the goal, and it's not even.
Yeah.
It's not even whistling. Slowly, Lou City starts its way up. Oscar Jimenez throws it back to Tosh. Up ahead on the left to Dia. We have not called his name much here in the second half. Nice lead ball. Merrill on the defense in the corner. Takes it over the goal line. And it should be another corner kick for Lou City. This will be their 6th corner kick of the match, as opposed to 2 for Athletic. And jogging over to take it will be Oscar Jimenez. Mushagalusa being watched by Edwards. Tellefson trying to separate himself. Headed down by McGlynn. And Torres will drop it back.
Well played.
Good job that time by Luke Merrill. I've been impressed by Merrill tonight as well. He's not looked out of place.
He's been okay. His distribution a couple of times has let him down, but again, it's an option I think Tab Ramos has to make a change.
There's a giveaway and a shot. Oh, a golden opportunity. Enoch Mushagalusa with the best chance of the night for Lou City, and he hammered it over the goal.
Why did you get the impression that their best chance might come from a Hartford mistake?
Prince Sadie getting set to make his first appearance in a couple of weeks since getting hurt against Loudon.
So last week, Tab didn't make a change until the 78th minute. Obviously made that change in the first half in 29 minutes, which was enforced, but 68th minute, Prince Sadie getting ready to come on. This will tell us a lot about if he thinks he's ready to go and win this game, and if he does, then I think the substitution would be him for Merrill and Sheldon just going back one spot. That's the one I thought he might make at half-time.
Taken away, here's Tellefson up the left channel, has players running out of the box, but he whistles it way over the net. And Prince Sadie set to come in for Andre Lewis for Athletic.
Okay. Interesting. And you got to remember, Andre Lewis hasn't had that much game time, but yeah, I don't mind that substitution. Clearly, Prince Sadie, who only restarted training a couple of days ago, gets a nice ovation when he comes on. This is part of his recuperation. Now it looks like they're going to go with the front three, so Tab Ramos, I think he fancies getting all 3 points in this game.
Pushing the envelope.
Yeah.
Lewis had only played 20 minutes in the last 2 matches, late second half substitution. So Prince Sadie, who has not scored a goal since Oakland in game 6, back on the pitch. Openo in a battle with Mushagalusa, and it's off Mushagalusa. So it'll be a Hartford throw-in. Logue stepped up, tried to steal a few feet up the touchline, and the referee, Luis Diego Arroyo, said, "Not so fast, my friend." Lou City starting to take a little more control, starting to control time of possession a little bit, and also where they're possessing the ball. Here's Edwards going back to help. He gives it away, intended to find Openo, and he drops it all the way back to Zemla. Golden opportunity there off the turnover by Enoch Mushagalusa. Not much Joe Rice could have done, but Mushagalusa drilled it over the net. Here's a through ball, played up ahead for Lancaster, and knocked away by Logue. It'll be corner kick number 7.
He mistimes that, Joe. It's a penalty and a card. Super tackle from Niall Logue. Now more defending to do. They're starting to get 1 or 2 more chances now, Louisville. It's become a game of attack versus counter-attack.
And Niall Logue working on 5 cards this year.
Yeah.
Tied for second in the league. You get 8.
Yeah.
You miss a game. Here's the corner by Jimenez. Rice knocks it out. Played in the air. Tosh tries to let it settle.
That's good from Logue again.
Nice job by Niall Logue.
Really good.
So it'll be goal kick for Joe Rice. Randy's Worcester Street Pizza, the official pizza of Hartford Athletics. Stop by the stadium or visit their other Connecticut locations to enjoy some of the best pizza Connecticut has to offer.
Why is everything food tonight when we're starving?
Jody Ambrosio, Mark Donaldson, and our crew. Tom Stanwicks, Bobby Kaplan, and everybody else helping out. Bring the broadcast to you here. It's been a good one, even though it's been scoreless. Nice ball by Opino. Tries to play it ahead for Sadie, and it's knocked out of bounds over the touchline, I should say, by Lou City.
I still think there's scope for Hartford to play in behind the two fullbacks for Louisville and get them turned.
Del Piccolo took it away from Sadie, and Logue will drop it back into the 18 for Joe Rice. Punches it ahead on the right. Cave Rad finds Hodge. Here's Logue up on the left to the active Opino. Opino taken down.
There's your first card.
That should be the first card, and it is. Musha Galusa gets a card in the 73rd minute.
And the referee's thinking, oh, did it have to be him? 20 minutes later, play restarts after the name finally gets written correctly in the book. Matiti on the back of his jersey. No, Musha Galusa.
So, as you can see, this is pretty cut and dried. Opino had the nice move, and he got yanked down. So, a potentially dangerous situation for Athletic. Juan Pablo Torres standing over the ball to the right of the rookie goalkeeper, Oliver Zemla. Trying to get Hartford on the board as the scoreboard encourages the fans to let loose with their lungs. What is Torres looking to do here, Mark?
Aim it at the back corner of the 6-yard box.
Let's see if he's successful. Puts it in the air, but Zemla with an easy catch. No traffic in front of him there.
Got 3 players at the edge of the 6-yard box making that run, and just under hit. That was the problem.
Set pieces have not been Hartford's friend this year. Tab Ramos had told us in the preseason he liked the way they worked on him before the year began, but once the actual competition began, hasn't gone so well.
Yeah, they scored from 1 in Monterey in the first game.
Right.
It's not really been at that level since.
Sean Tosh slows it down. Back to his backmate, Sharpie. Over on the left it goes. Lou City trying to form the attack here in the 74th minute. Very patient. Hartford drops everybody back. Play it out. Hodge drops it back, and Rice punts it. But offsides was called. The flag was up.
Yeah, it was a foul.
A foul, I'm sorry.
A foul on Tristan Hodge. It was a late challenge on him. I have to say, I'm very impressed with your restraint this evening and not saying that Sharpie has made a mark on this game, because that would be an easy one to
I'm still working on a rhyme with Musha Galusa.
Okay.
And another hurdler. I have a lot of homework before the next game.
Lollapalooza, that's kind of...
We don't want to say the shot by Musha Galusa was a Lollapalooza, because that would not be good for the home 11.
No.
Scoreless approaching the 75th minute. Opino plays it for Prince. Has it taken away. Back comes Lou City. But a sloppy pass that time, and Paulo Del Piccolo not pleased with the lack of movement up front.
You can talk about Louisville not playing to the levels that they're capable of. I think Hartford are a big reason why that is the case this evening.
Ball knocked away. Quick throw in by Opino. Tristan Hodge. Now McGlynn. Space in the middle. Plays it up ahead on the right. Nobody there, and Dia will throw it in for Lou City.
Now, in the last 15 minutes of games this season, Hartford has conceded plenty goals. This is a big opportunity for them now to keep the door shut at the back while trying to make inroads up the other end of the pitch.
Musha Galusa puts it up front. Foul called on Hartford.
Soft.
The Performance Lab, an all-inclusive model that brings the latest technologies for pain relief, wellness, and mobility together under one roof. With one-on-one treatments and a customized approach to fit your needs, the Performance Lab will get you moving and feeling your best. Antoine Openo gets a yellow for dissent in the 77th minute.
Cannot help himself. I admire the passion, but you've got to know what to say and when to say it, or what not to say.
Just his third yellow of the season. I might have wagered on the over.
Well, he got one last week for complaining about the penalty, and
well, Cedeno got one last week, and he wasn't even in the game.
Which is impressive.
He was warming up.
Given the fact he's 2 rows in front of us right now in the main stand, if he picks up a yellow today, then we really got a problem.
So, Lou City looking to break this scoreless deadlock. Mushagalusa, 1v1 with Openo. Nice drop back to Tosh. Puts it in the box, up in the air. Played over on the far side. Here's Del Piccolo, and he couldn't get a foot on it.
That's a chance.
There's a good chance.
What happened there is that Luke Merrill had just come infield a little bit from the right back area. And there was a bit of space for Louisville, which they couldn't exploit with that effort.
Holiday Inn Express Newington is conveniently located in the heart of the dining and shopping district of Newington on the Berlin Turnpike, Route 5 and 15. Whether you need one night or an extended stay, the hotel will make your stay convenient and cost-effective.
Hartford are summoning at least one more player who will come on. Looks like that might be Robin Lappert.
Maybe a change for Merrill. It is Robin Lappert, the ex-UConn Husky. More possession time lately, better chances for Lou City than Hartford. It's not like Hartford is not trying to attack, but Lou City doing a much better job with the ball. There's a nice deflection and a steal. Good job by Merrill. Spins away. He's sent to the ground by Gonzalez.
That's got to be a card. 100 times out of 100, that's a yellow. How is that not a card?
Tab Ramos, furious on the near touchline.
Ref's been good tonight as well, but that's a yellow all day long.
Logue pushes it ahead on the right. Dia heads it away. Played by Merrill of Hartford. Drops back to Torres, filling space. Now Hodge in the middle. He drops it back to McGlynn, and Hartford will slow the attack here in the 79th minute with no score.
Yeah, Luke Merrill's had a better second half, heavily involved.
Sadie with some wizardry. Prince outside the box, tries to split a double team, and he forces Louisville to put it over the goal line. First corner kick of the second half for Hartford. Just their third of the match.
Last time they had a set play, taken by Juan Pablo Torres, straight to the goalkeeper. That was from a free kick, though. This will be an outswinger. This is a chance for Hartford.
Cave Rad on the goal line, trying to use his side. Prince Sadie, watched by Lancaster for the far post. Headed back, trying to get a boot on it is McGlynn. Now Openo, being patient, sends it far post, punched out of there. Great save by Zemla on the shot by Openo.
Slightly intrigued here as to who the flag is up against. The assistant has indicated that it is an offside decision, but there wasn't really a player in a position to be offside, so it's a strange one.
Tonight's Business Alliance partner of the match, Best Energy Practice. Hartford had been pretty quiet offensively for a while, but that was a good opportunity. Knocked away and stolen. Hodge plays it back to Logue. The captain approaches midfield, distributes to Openo. Openo,
clever,
taken down, forced the foul on Mushagalusa.
Well, it just puts into the mind of the referee, hold on, that's another foul committed by him. He's already been booked. Once again, Openo, he's been really good tonight.
Muse called for abuse.
You'll not beat your initial one with your...
No. Harrison Maris?
Yeah,
No.
that's the best.
That'd be difficult. Here's Logue inside Lou City. You see they drop everybody. In the middle for Edwards. Gets it off to Sheldon in the box. And it's cleared out of danger by Lou City.
No goals, but I've actually found this game fascinating.
Very entertaining.
It's just, you say to someone that might not be a big soccer fan, oh, what do you mean there were no goals and it was entertaining? It's very watchable.
Dia will wait for it to come down, gives it away. And there's a push.
There's a card.
Yeah, that should be a card, and it is.
Foul on Luke
Tyler
Merrill.
Gibson.
Yep.
Gibson in the 82nd minute.
I think he's suggesting that Luke Merrill made the most of this one, but it's a foul. There's contact.
He had a hand on his back.
Yeah, there's contact there.
So let's see what Hartford can concoct from about 18 yards into the offensive half. Torres and Hodge talking over strategy. Hartford with just 2 subs so far tonight. 3 for Lou City. Danny Cruz tends to use all of his available subs. Now Hodge with space. Tristan, left-footed shot, just wide. Great attempt by Tristan Hodge. Looked like he had Zemla beat, and it was just wide.
Couldn't have just been me that's thinking, why are you shooting from there? But that was not far away.
Logue plays it in the air in the 83rd minute of a scoreless game. Push called on Lou City. Watch Lewis here.
Yeah, how far away is this? Look, if you're not going to get closed down and everyone else is marked, why not have a go?
Trying to catch him a little bit off guard.
Yeah.
Now Hodge in the middle. Logue almost overran it. McGlynn beats one. Redistributes to Logue. Off to Rad in the middle. Left-footed pass to Hodge, who's been very active. He and Opino playing extremely well. Here's Antoine. Lays it off, and they're going to call a trip there. And suddenly Danny Cruz not pleased with the decision-making of Luis Diego Arroyo.
This is a similar situation in a similar position that Hartford had, maybe a couple of yards further back. But I wonder if Juan Pablo Torres has learned from that last one that went right down the throat of Oliver Zemla. Be aiming wider. If the goalkeeper wants to come out, then fine.
Connor McGlynn up at the 18, as well as the usual suspects. Chip in the air, headed, and we got a foul on Hartford.
Yeah, as the ball was coming in, there was an arm across the face of Wesley Sharpie that did leave a mark. I'll see it.
Hartford Athletic, proud to team up with Stop and Shop in all of our community efforts as we work together year-round in the fight against food insecurity. We saw Robin Lappert warming up before. We thought maybe he was coming in, but Tab Ramos sticking with the 11 on the pitch.
Still warming up.
Shots so far 6-4 now, as Louisville has increased in the shots category. For the longest time, it was 4-1 Hartford.
Bearing in mind, this is without Elvis Amo, replaced after 29 minutes.
Lancaster off on the right side. Up ahead to Mushagalusa. Trying to dribble away from the double. 1v2. Tries to split him.
Now he's already been booked. He's got to be careful here. Opino.
Opino not happy. Oh, you see, got a little injured hand there on Wes Sharpie. So here's a dangerous situation. Oscar Jimenez over the ball to the left of Joe Rice as we go into the 87th minute with no score between Athletic and Lou City. Jimenez from Mount Vernon, Washington. Chips it, headed, loose, clear. Good job by Hartford that time to get it out of danger. I would think, Mark, the way the game has gone so far, we're not looking at much stoppage time.
Yeah, they say 30 seconds per sub. They brought on Lancaster and Mushagalusa.
Right, Hartford brought on Sadie.
So it's usually 3 or 4 is the standard amount.
Lou City being patient. Now Jimenez on the run. Up ahead to Del Piccolo. Taken back by Jimenez. Del Piccolo. Nice distribution on the right. Gibson. Knocked away. They control. Tellefson loses it. Here's Prince Sadie for Hartford. Taken off his foot by Tellefson. Good play by the Dane. And dropped back to Dia. As we approach the 88th minute with no score.
Tellefson's played in about 4 different positions in this game.
Now Mushagalusa on the right. Chips it towards the cage, towards the far post. Knocked down in the box. Here's a shot. This will sail harmlessly wide. It'll be a goal kick for Joe Rice. If you're just joining us, Rice got the start, replacing Richard Sanchez. When we talked to Tab Ramos, he said there's no goalie controversy, but he had to change things up.
Yeah, you conceded 24 goals. Your backup says, what do I need to do to get a game? Well, okay, prove yourself, and you'll play at the weekend.
And I would say, off what we've seen, if Rice is in goal next week at Indy, that would not be a surprise.
Rice will 100% be in goal next week against Indy unless he picks up an injury. They're preparing some late changes. I know Hartford have won a couple this season, but I think this would be one of their best results if they can take something from this game. Got to hold out for another few minutes, though.
Tyler Gibson in the middle. Drops it back to Tosh. Square to Sharpie. Sharpie in the middle. Off on the left to Tellefson with those orange boots. Now chipped into the box, but it's behind everybody. Harmlessly sails out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Hartford.
Lappert still got his top on. There were 1 or 2 tired legs creeping into this one for Hartford. That's a nice touch by Edwards.
Hartford on the attack. Up the right side. Here's Sadie. Leaves it on the right for Merrill. Into the box. Intended for Edwards. And Semla jumps up in the air to make the play.
He's a solid goalkeeper. He is a good goalkeeper. That with the wind coming down under a little bit of pressure could have gone anywhere. Good hands from the German.
Elijah Winder getting set to replace Tellefson as we approach stoppage time here at Trinity Health Stadium. No score. It's been a good one. They try to target Mushagalusa. Loeb plays it, and Rice dives to keep the ball in play.
Loeb's been outstanding today.
Yep.
And from the purpose of doing all the home games and having a soft spot, I know we're meant to be kind of neutral, but there has to be a tinge of green and blue about the commentary. There have been few games this season where there's several players in contention for player of the game. There are tonight.
Edwards played free, and it'll be another Hartford throw-in as Elijah Winder will come in. We will have Brignall Vineyard stoppage time. 3 minutes of stoppage time. Rasmus Tellefson's night has come to an end. The brother of U20 player Josh Winder, Elijah Winder, who scored the game-winning goal in the Eastern Conference Final last year, comes onto the pitch. Oh, there's Sheldon gets taken down. No yellow. Shoulder challenge there. So it'll be a free kick for Hartford. Juan Pablo Torres will put it in play.
this has worked tonight, playing Sheldon in a more advanced role. He played as a right midfielder quite a lot for FC Tulsa a couple of years ago, and eyebrows were raised, I'll be honest. And when we saw the team and we knew who was playing where, okay, that's an interesting one with the options that they had available, but it has worked, and this might be third time lucky for Juan Pablo Torres.
Puts it in the air, too short for Edwards. Hodge knocks it away, plays it on the left, too far for Openo. It'll go over the goal line, and it'll be a goal kick for Lou City.
He's another one, Tristan Hodge, tonight, who's been exceptional in the middle of the park. I like the fact he doesn't dwell and doesn't dwindle on the ball, because a few times tonight there's been 2 or 3 Louisville City players around him waiting for the mistake, but it's get it under control and get it moving. He's been another one that's been good.
In 92 minutes, Lou City still looking for their first shot on target. 6 shots, all wide of the target, but now they form up. But it's taken away by Hartford. Here's Sadie on the race. 1v1 with Gonzalez.
Free kick.
And it'll be a free kick for Hartford.
They shouldn't be in any hurry to take this, but they are, which is positive because they're going for the win.
Hodge distributes left to Openo, and that's a handball on Antoine Openo.
Thought for a minute he might be silly and kick the ball away, but thankfully he didn't because he's on a yellow card. 30 seconds.
We are nearing the end of stoppage time. Zemla will dribble up the field as Lou City tries to make one more push to what they hope would be the match-winning goal. Now Musha Galusa. Nice tackle by Openo.
I don't know if he's my player of the game, but he's in my top 3. Openo. I think it's unfair to signal out one in particular.
Long ball played by Jimenez towards the box. McGlynn knocks it away. Hodge plays it up in the middle. Edwards with a dangerous play back. Here's Musha Galusa to the goal line, chips towards the 18, drops back. Here's a shot, and it's wide. Tyler Gibson whistles one wide, and that might do it. Goal kick for Hartford.
It couldn't just be me that was thinking back to the last minute against Birmingham away from home when they conceded what ultimately was the winning goal at Charleston when they were 2-2 and they conceded in the last minute. But I would like to think when Joe Rice sends this one into the Hartford night sky that the whistle of Luis Diego Arroyo will blow to bring this game to its conclusion.
And it does. We have reached full time, and if a tie is like kissing your sister, then Hartford's had a beautiful sister tonight.
That, for me, is... And it's interesting that the body language of a lot of the Hartford players. First of all, I'm delighted for Joe Rice. A clean sheet. The last time he played in goal in the USL, he conceded 6 for Loudoun. He's been outstanding tonight. Didn't have probably as much to do as he thought he might, but I'm not sure there was a failure in that Hartford performance. And the fact some fans might go home and go, oh, it was a 0-0 draw. This could be Hartford's most important result of the season. For me, this is up there, if not eclipsing the 2 wins that they had. They've gone toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the league who weren't great tonight because Hartford didn't allow them to be great. That is a big point, and Tab Ramos has plenty he can build on.
In full time, we've had no score. We will come back and wrap things up here from Trinity Health Stadium next on USL Championship. 90-plus minutes, and no winner of the match, but certainly for Hartford, they feel like this might be the start of something.
And I hope it is. When you look at the games they've got coming up, they're against sides that are around them in the table, not at the top half of the league. So, yeah, this is something that they can build on. And having thought about it, I probably will give Opino the player of the game. And I just wondered that going up against his former team, that he knows a lot of the players, and he was out to make a statement tonight. And that's exactly what I thought that he did. But those Hartford fans might not have had a goal to shout about and to cheer about tonight. But when they play here again on June the 14th against Detroit, and on the 17th and on the 24th, they can come here with hope that they finally managed to keep things tight at the back, as our keys to the game said.
Don't miss our next match right here at Trinity Health Stadium against Detroit City, Wednesday, June 14th at 7 p.m. Go to hartfordathletic.com for tickets and more information. Thanks to our producer, Tom Stanwyck, our director, Bobby Kaplan, and our talented crew. For Mark Donaldson, I'm Joe D'Ambrosio. Hartford Athletic and Lou City, a scoreless tie. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night, everybody.